Hi, welcome to Universal Interiors. I'm Les Engelstead, and you get to join me in the kitchen today for some more fun, probably something sweet. Yep, that's what's on the agenda today. I don't know if you guys have old-fashioned cookbooks, because sincerely, just go to your phone, pull up something, which I was actually doing. I'm a little embarrassed to say, because I have a plethora of old, fun cookbooks, local cookbooks, right? Like, I just can't even believe it. Lund Lutheran there out of Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. My family grew up out there. One of those. This is the one that I'm choosing. It's, I believe it's Trinity in Moorhead. My aunt gave to my mom. I mean, these are sweet little heirlooms, right? Got the little love note in there. But anyways, it's kind of funny because as I was going through my head what we could have for treats, I came up with, I remember there was something with oatmeal and sweetened condensed milk and well, it's so funny because one's called a Tootsie Bar in there. And we called it at Fair Hills where I used to work there, called Fudge Mountain Bars. My friend and I kind of named it. This one's called Fudgy Bars. So it doesn't much matter because you're still going to get the same good, as it sounds like, chocolatey taste to it. So I went and just started the recipe calls for about 6 ounces, so I sneak in a little bit more chocolate and that sweetened condensed milk. So I've just had it melted, and so you just soften it up, and we just kind of do that right away. We set that off aside. Again, just a little condensed milk and about 6 to maybe a little bit more chocolate. Setting that on the side, then we're gonna work on getting the ingredients for the base. So I am taking, right now I'm going to take a couple eggs, and we're going to get those. Generally, if I don't do it first, I'll do it in a little side dish, and some of you bakers know that, but it's pretty important that you always do a little bit of, just kind of get them broken up. Not a lot, but just mix them up a little bit. That's going to be the base of it. I almost decided to try what I've been doing lately in breads, applesauce. 4 ounces of applesauce to 1 egg. It's amazing. Coffee cakes that I make, muffins, all that sort of stuff. I use, instead of 1 egg, I use 4 ounces of applesauce. I almost did in this, but I was afraid it might pick a little fruit up, and I don't want that taste in Tootsie Bars, Fudgy Bars, whatever it might be. Okay, so I am now going to take brown sugar, and this is a cup of brown sugar. So I've got 2 eggs in there. I'm going to do about, and I'm not a packer of brown sugar, because you know what, we can get by with a little less sugar. I'm not getting by without sugar, mind you. That's straight from Les. And I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. You got to have a little sugar jumping at you now and then. So I've got brown sugar, and both the oatmeal and the flour I pre-measured, and it calls for 1 3/4. So, whoops. I'm going to make sure my little recipe tells me this little thing, and then I'm just going to mix them all together. You got your sugar, your egg, just kind of stir it up, and you can do it a dump all together. I just kind of soften it up a little bit. Like, I don't know how often you bake, but just get that kind of mixed in with the sugar, and then let's put these guys in. Got it? I love that it's the exact amounts of oatmeal and flour. You're going to find this if you look online or in your cookbooks from the kitchen. You're going to find a few different ones that offer a little bit more flour, a little less oatmeal, but I love the crumbly brown sugar oats. Come on, just give me a pan of that. That's what I think about so often. Oh, you know what? I was thinking this seems awfully dry. That's because I didn't look at the rest of my recipe. It calls for the eggs, the brown sugar, the oatmeal, the flour, and yes, indeed, you got to get a little oil, little butter. You can do this. I'm choosing to do, it's very slow oil. So that'll just have time to, now it's the perfect time. Pull that core in and just dance the dance in your kitchen, because it's kind of a lot of oil going on in here, but we're going to do it. So yes, I should have thoroughly looked through this because I knew to do some of that, but I forgot to do the oil. That'll kind of help moisten it up a little bit, wouldn't you think? And then I got one more little goodie. One recipe calls for vanilla and also salt, and the other one doesn't. So I'm not super uptight about vanilla and salt. But then soda, you can put that into flour if you want, but I don't have, thankfully. It doesn't say you have to. But like if you're baking cookies and all, just try to disappear salt, soda, all of that. So you're not going to get yourself a big chunk of it. So now make sure I mixed up that soda first. And here comes, there's what we're talking about. Gotta have butter. You could have used, one of the recipes says that. Actually, and one of them says margarine. I don't know for you young people out there if you know what margarine is. Maybe it's still out there in the little shelves. But whoo, if you are a Minnesota born and raised person, oh, we say God bless our world. That's what we say about that. We all need blessings after we sneeze. Okay, so see what I'm doing here? Mixing all that love up. As I was saying a little bit about the margarine history, don't do it. Butter is real. Let's try to keep things real. Just like our world around us, a lot of things we're trying to figure out what is real anymore. That's why you just go back to the old church cookbooks. You find out a few things, and in there they give you sweet little things to think about too. I love that part. So I've got it mostly, it's going to be kind of a crumbly mix once you see it. Okay. It's seriously so good. You want to snack on it right now. I'm not gonna, because I'm on TV right now. But, and it probably isn't that great because there is a couple little raw eggs and all that. But the warnings that my mom used to give me, don't eat that. It's got this. You're going to get a sick stomach. Well, I didn't pay much attention to that sometimes, and I just ate. You know, now cookie dough is big. Go ahead, eat cookie dough. Back in the day, it was going to give me worms or something crazy like that. So here it is.
I think we need to stop and acknowledge that there is no peanut butter.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is so true. I just have to apologize because what I've put together here, truly, where's the peanut butter and the chocolate? I knew I was going to get in trouble with Raina for that. And all of you fellow lovers of chocolate and peanut butter. I had looked up so many recipes and I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if anybody notices that I can do something besides chocolate and peanut butter. But been called out on, and I even pondered as I was melting the chocolate and the condensed sweet milk, if I should just sneak some peanut butter on there. I refrained, but I think I'm going to try that next. I'll get back to you and tell you how that looks. So I am patting it as much as possible. Thankfully, I'm going to get it mostly covered up like this because here comes the chocolate. I might do something at the end of all this because it's kind of good as is, but that little voice that says peanut butter out there, we might have to try and throw a little peanut butter, like powdered sugar, peanut butter. Oh yeah, a little bit drizzled across. And we might have to try that. So now again, I've taken that chocolate and sweetened condensed milk, right? If you want to get yourself a good dose of chocolate, rich, you're going to mix this, and you're not going to want to scrape this out completely because you're going to want to lick this bowl. It's that good. Okay, there might be a few calories in there if you're one of those silly calorie counter people. So again, don't clean out completely so you have a little something to lick later. That's my motto. And here I am going to try to spread the love all out. Now, as I was putting that oatmeal in, I kind of referred to it. It just about a half or 3/4 of that oatmeal is going to go on the base. Okay, I probably could have gone a little heavier, but I love it. So it's going to turn into kind of a chocolate sandwich. You see what's happening here? I got all that chocolate kind of hopefully gouged out to the side, and then we're going to find the rest of this. You can do it in a couple ways, a couple different recipes. They tell you to do like drops, just drops of the oatmeal on top. I kind of get crummy and I get drops. I kind of do both. So all of it's covered. And you're just going to kind of spread out the love. And if it looks like you've gotten a little thin, there isn't, again, not a right or wrong. If you want a base and hardly any of this crumb on top, then just keep about maybe a fourth out and then just pack the rest of it in. Okay, so I'm just spreading all that little love. I'm mostly going to cover up this fudge here with this versus I could have rounded out. I'm going to give you this option. You got it's sticking together, right? So you got a little dough ball kind of thing. You can just put plops in it so you have more fudge. But again, I'm kind of making it turned into a little of both. And I just think that's the funnest way to do this. So there it is. That kind of love. Throw in the peanut butter later. For now, it's going in the kitchen, right in here into my little oven. And I believe this particular one tells me to do it about 20 minutes. I did use a 9x13 pan on it too. The other ones kind of say a little longer, but I always like to go in the least amount of baking time and then just pull it out. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I do try to use my nose. I'm gonna maybe set it for 20 minutes, but for the most part, if you start smelling that cookie, that cake, then you run on over there and check it out. Unless, of course, you're upstairs, folding clothes, out in the yard, then you better bring a little timer with, okay? So, we will be tasting it soon. Okay, I'm starting to smell in the air. It is time to see whatever you chose to call it, Tootsie, Rocky Fudgy Bars, whatever it might be, and there it is. Now again, I want to point out, it started to pull away from the side. That's a great indication, or the smell. And it might be a little soft, but that's okay, because it'll firm up and get a little bit hardened, and then you can cut it. We're gonna leave it for a little bit, and you will enjoy. We might be sneaking a little peanut butter on there. Maybe I won't suggest that for everyone, but if you're missing that chocolate peanut butter go, just a little drizzle will do ya. Okay, have a great day. Enjoy the treats.